Right. It's
well, and you know what?
Protest.
The most militant people against white people that I've seen are other white people.
And
right. We're horrible.
But also too, like when I see a black person, a Muslim person, or whatever who is a Trump supporter, or a woman, for fuck's sakes, you just think, okay, well, there's obviously something I don't understand about their reality, and it's obviously there's something that they need in their life that Trump fulfills or whatever. However, the most virulent, vociferous supporters of Trump look like him. Like, as much as, like, there's going to be a certain percentage of Muslims and black people and women or whatever who support Trump, but the guy wearing the fucking Viking horns with the fucking flag painted on his face, he was a white dude, and he knew. And also too, the guy who took over Nancy Pelosi's desk said, "I'm white and I support that. I'm a nationalist and I support that. So I guess you can call me a white nationalist." So you can be a black person involved with Trump's movement, but there are going to be white nationalists in Trump's movement who don't support you, which is fine. Like, everybody.
Look, here's the larger issue, right? And again, you're the one who referenced Idi Amin, right? So this isn't about skin color, right? That you can radicalize people of every, color, shape, size, age, depends where you are, depends on the context. But I think the larger issue now is, how do you stop them? How do you stop them from rising up and sort of revolting against, the system in a violent way?
Okay, well, this is where I'm going to quote Bobby.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to butcher it as Bobby butchered quoting me.
Hey, butchering quotes is my job, Lou. Back off.
Thank you.
There's the reality that I believe it's 70% of the U.S.'s population is white.
Yeah.
Right.
70.
So no, you're not going to stop this. You don't have the wherewithal to counter this.
And also, I just wanted to add, in Canada, we should not be smug.
No.
That could easily happen here in this country.
Oh, it will.
Oh.
Under certain circumstances.
People have already been calling Aaron O'Toole out for his "Let's Take Canada Back" campaign that got him the job that he currently holds.
Yeah.
When he sent out the "what we see in the U.S. is disturbing and we have to keep a vigilant eye and we do not condone this" in the Conservative Party, and then someone just replied with his own ad which says "Let's Take Canada Back," saying, "This you?" Because that's the exact same language that's being used. And the best explanation I saw for it is, you use that rhetoric to get the job, to give the wink to the people that know what you're talking about, and then you don't say it ever again, because those people are already on board and just listening like a Unix demon in the background, just listening constantly for the little dog whistle that you put out there, so you can go, "Oh yeah, they're still on my side."
So this is the thing I want to transition to next, which is, okay, so what does the Conservative Party in both Canada and America do now? Like, Trump has sort of reorganized everything. And what I would love to see personally, my dream scenario is Trump calls for a revolution and he's arrested and put in jail. And then a third party is created, who are Trumpians, who siphon off votes from the Republicans so that they never get into power again. That's my dream.
That's pretty much a guarantee anyways, especially if they get rid of the electoral college.
But also, even though that's my dream, ultimately, the Republican Party is in crisis right now.
I think what really, for me, is the issue for conservative movements is, how do you move away from being death cults?
Mm-hmm. Sorry,
death cults. How do you move away from seeing violence as the only option, like that insecurity, that fear, that rooted emotional response where violence is your only viable means of political expression?
I just
don't see how they can do it.
Error in logic being made here by both of you, unfortunately. I respect you both very much, but this is the problem, right? Is that political philosophy is in a state of flux. So what happens is that the Conservative Party's not done. They just shift. Everybody shifts, right? And this is what's so dangerous about politics, right? Like I remember I was working in politics. Like I was a paid employee of the federal NDP, and then I started to realize, oh, this is how it works. It's kind of like it's basically a goal of power, and then you kind of shift your philosophy in a way that you think gets you power. And that's like, it's just like, they're all kind of the same. They're all just kind of like trying different ways to get enough power.
Well, that's a necessity. It's called compromise. That's a necessity for any kind of stable society.
Also,
And that's
too,
what's being lost.
I honestly think that the Republican Party, like, trust me, Mitch McConnell is sitting in his office going, what the fuck do we do now? Like,
yeah,
on like, I think that a lot of Republicans, and also too, like, even though I'm a left-wing commie pinko fucking idiot, like,
In that sweater?
yeah, totally. I do have a lot of respect for Mitt Romney, who marched in Black Lives Matter marches, who, even though like I don't agree with a lot of his policies, I respect him as a person. I respect him as being an honorable person. I respect him as being somebody who, even though I disagree with you and he may disagree with me, it's not like it's not like I hate the guy. I don't hate the guy at all. It's like, it's just we can disagree. Whereas the Republican Party is shifting from that, or Donald Trump is pushing the Republican Party further to what the Tea Party already started. So the Tea Party started, it's us versus them. Before the Tea Party, it was, well, we're all Americans and I'm Republican and you're Democrat.
No, there was the Reaganites.
So what was that?
There was the Reaganites in the Southern
Well, if you go
Manifesto.
back to fucking like,
I
Well,
think
it's
obvious
important to
what-
note that.
And this is what Aaron O'Toole is doing. They're just going to put someone like Candace Owens as the candidate, right? So they're going to use the identity politics world against itself. So they're going to take a woman of color who's just Trump, right, as a beautiful Black woman, and she's beautiful. I really like Candace
about I'm
Owens, but
married,
she's
I
so
don't
like
care.
hateful.
That was
But, like,
funny,
go-
Andrew.
yeah.
That was really funny.
I love my wife. My wife is more beautiful than anybody. So why would I even notice how beautiful she is?
No, but then it's like someone like Candace Owens is very, very dangerous, right? Because she says the worst things against the Black community, but then she's like, well, I'm Black. What are you gonna do? And you're like, oh fuck, right? And then so it's like you can position her in a way where you can kind of like get some of the sort of BIPOC votes, you can get some of the woman votes. You still have the Republicans who are listening because she's saying the same hateful rhetoric, and that's how they do the game. So like Aaron O'Toole, that's what he's doing, right? He's kind of like, hey, like if you're gay and if you're not white and if you're a woman, but you still hate society, come on.
Mhm.
It's interesting seeing the transition of Black conservatives from Condoleezza Rice and what's his name, the general, the
Colin
chief-
Powell.
Colin Powell,
Oh.
and the
Colin.
dipstick on the Colin,
Mhm.
and the dipstick
It's
on
pronounced. I'm
the
not even being
yeah.
a dick. Like
No,
that's
no.
not even-
And the Supreme Court dipstick, Lou, pronounce, move the lips.
yeah. What?
But
so-
just seeing how they were actually presenting themselves as beyond race. And then you have someone like Candace Owens coming to conservative power through through fully owning race and condemning on a racial level.
How do we feel about this timeline? And I can actually credit this person. This is from Jonathan Gaffney on Twitter, who says, "How did we get to this day?" And then this is the timeline. Sarah Palin made it okay to be resentful and racist. Dick Armey organized it into the Tea Party. The Kochs threw money at it. Glenn Beck gave it a voice. Scott Walker weaponized it. The GOP thought it was all great fun, and then Trump just stumbled through the door.